Hey everyone, and thank you so much for joining in. My name is Axfield. With this video, I'm going to give you my review on Wartales, and it will be off of the base game. And this is after 300 hours of gameplay. Now, I'm going to divide this review into 4 categories, namely the gameplay, the graphics, the music, and the campaign. And then I will give it an overall score at the end of the video. So, I really enjoy this game, and but I think after you've played a couple of hours, then it's only then when you can really criticize or review a game. So that's why I thought, you know what, after 300 hours, I'm going to give it a go. So here's my take on Wartales. So I'm going to first start off by talking about the gameplay. Now what I like about the gameplay, it almost reminds me of a really advanced type of chess game. And the only difference is it's a little bit more complex and it looks way nicer. So the user interface is also very simple to use, and it's easy to learn and to understand, and you will get the hang of the game pretty soon as you progress through the hours that you play. When starting off with Wartales, you think it's pretty much just a click and attack type of effect, but you soon come to realize that as you play the game that it's way more complex, and your decisions that you make with every move and with every attack determines the outcome of each of the battles. So I like the type of games where you can put a little bit of thought into it, so you're not just mindlessly pressing buttons and going into it. So I love the intellectual challenge that you've got within each of the battles. And then of course what's nice about the game is that you can readjust all your key bindings so that you only use your mouse to play the game. So when you're traveling, it's also making it very convenient to play the game. So what I can say about the downsides of the gameplay is that it can, over a long period of time, it can get repetitive. You get the same type of fighting scenes, you feel like you revisiting old locations, and it just doesn't give you that wow effect after some time. So I think what could be done maybe is if they add a few, maybe like different elevations to also give you like surprise attacks, although they do give you a lot of items on the battlefield that you can use additionally to mix up the battle. I think if we had different elevations, that will also give it an interesting twist, and I just think that it won't feel maybe as repetitive. But overall, all I can say is the game is really fun, and with the hours that I've put in, it is evident of it that it has kept me in the game and it has kept me captivated. So I would give it an overall score for the gameplay 8 out of 10. Now when we look at the graphics of the game, I feel the graphics is very appropriate for the setting of the game, as you are in a war-ridden country. When you enter each of the countries, each country is facing its own battles, so it's got this type of gloomy look, and everybody seems to look angry, but for some reason it just looks appropriate for the type of game, and it sets you up in the right position as a mercenary to go out and explore the world. When you are in the battles, they've also got this little animations that they do when you kill your opponents, which is a nice extra feature that they've got. Wartales also doesn't require a really massive rig for you to be able to play and enjoy the game and enjoy all the visuals that there are. Now there's only 2 things that I can really criticize on the visuals of the game, and the one is when the people talk within the game, it seems like their mouths are just going up and down. So I would have liked to see a little bit of more engagement when you talk to the NPCs or when you even speak to your own characters. And another thing is that the world in itself seems a little bit on the dark side, and I know it is part of the theme, but it just makes it hard to sometimes see certain things in the game. So I would give it an overall score of 8.5 out of 10. Now when we look at the music of Wartales, it does seem fitting, as you've got this medieval type of music that you have in the background, and also sticking with the theme of the war-ridden country, you do get the feel of that. Now what I can say in a negative light about the music is that sometimes when you go into the battles, you feel like you hear the same music over again, and sometimes you don't get the music where it's just quiet, and then there's also times where the music seems a little bit overwhelming for me. So for that reason, I will give the music a 6.5 out of 10. Now, as I progressed with the games within Wartale, I really enjoyed the storyline of Wartales and the campaign mode. So when you enter each of the countries, each country has got its own problems, and there's almost like a mystery that you've got to solve within each of the countries. There's different boss battles that you've got to face, and it all connects together to tell you a bigger story. And because of the way that they laid out the story within each region, it kind of kept me curious to see what is going to happen next, and it made me want to play the game more often and to solve the problems or the mystery that we have within each of the countries. Now, as a bonus that you get in fulfilling the campaign, aside from opening up new countries, it also allows you to get new characters to join your cause, and even sometimes weaponry that you can also use. So it's totally worthwhile in playing the campaign. So the criticism that I can give about the campaign is that I would have liked it to have a bigger impact on the world in itself. So for example, once you complete certain quests within each country, that it will have an impact on the neighboring countries. Or additionally, what they could have done within the game is that for every action that you do, we've got multiple choices, that those actions would have bigger repercussions. Now, I know within the game, for example, in Fable, like every decision that I made within the game, it had a massive impact, whether it was a good or a bad decision. Now, that's something that I would have liked to see in the game. Overall, the campaign was fun, and it did keep me kind of captivated to follow the storyline, and I would give it an overall score for the campaign 7.5 out of 10. So in conclusion, we sit with an overall score of 7.6 out of 10. Now that's not a bad score, and I know there is room for improvement, and the developers are constantly working to bring us new content and DLCs, which are really fun. I've already played one DLC, and we're also expecting some additional updates within April 2024 as well as June 2024. So there's a lot of things that they are still introducing to the game. So I know the score can improve over time, but this is the score that I give it for the time that I released this video. Now, if you did enjoy this video, please do remember to subscribe as well as press the bell notification so that you may stay updated on my videos, as I cover pretty much any games that's to do with open world survival, building, crafting and city building. And then I will see you then in the next one. Bye bye.